Morning everyone. It's really early on Thursday morning. I'm just on my way to work again, and I just thought I'm really early because my 3-year-old came in early this morning, jumped in bed and decided it was a great time to start talking. So I got up early and decided, you know what, I'm just going to go to work early and sit by the water. I'm sitting by the water here too, which is really nice, just for a few minutes to start my day. I wanted to talk this morning. I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about flashbacks. I know a lot of us have trauma histories. A lot of us have had events in our lives that trigger off flashbacks. They can come up at any time. I just wanted to talk about my times that mine do, and I think particularly mine have come up lately because there's so much more time at home and more time to reflect on things. So it seems in the last week or so, as soon as my head touches the pillow, I get all these flashbacks regarding some things in particular, and it is quite moving emotionally for me. So it's difficult for me to sort of just shake that off and then go, okay, well, it's time to go to sleep now. Quite often I'm moved to a state of anxiety where my chest is suddenly really tight. My breathing's changed. I feel sick in the stomach. Sometimes I get a little bit sweaty and clammy. Because this trigger or this flashback that I'm having is so close to home, it's a really hard one to work through. So I just thought I'd share with you some skills that we can use when we're having flashbacks and old memories of things that aren't pleasant. And it doesn't matter what we do, we're always going to have these kind of things come back to us because our memory is such an amazing part of our brain that just seems to store absolutely everything, unless we have tucked it away somewhere, which quite often will come back out if it's not addressed. It could come out in another trauma situation. It could come out when we're under a lot of stress. And sometimes it may never come back, and that would just be awesome if that could happen to all of us. But for some of us, and I know a lot of us, it doesn't happen like that. So when I'm lying there and these flashbacks come and I'm sort of startled, like, where did that come from? I try to notice what my body is telling me. I try to notice the feeling, where that feeling is. Quite often that feeling is in my chest because it's heartfelt and quite distressing. And I think what I notice the most is the breathing that I do, and pardon me, it's almost like a fright. Your body sort of goes into a state of fright, and you're suddenly breathing a lot differently. So the first thing I do is take a deep breath through my nose and try to concentrate on my chest rising. So really expanding my chest cavity, getting that breath right and deep in there, and then slowly releasing it out. I know a lot of people talk about counting when we're breathing in and out, but I find myself, if I'm putting a limit or some kind of technique like numbered and structures in things like that, it stresses me out even more and I get more anxious. So I just start out by taking a deep breath myself and not worrying about how many counts in and how many counts out. I just breathe in, expand my chest as much as I can, and then breathe it back out again. If you do it too often, obviously you get a bit lightheaded, so you want to just sort of take a break in between and restart it again. If that's not working and you're still getting all these images in your head and feelings and things like that, and just stuff that's flashing at you, another idea is to just change the position that you're in. So if you're lying in bed and it's so impacting you, this is a really strong flashback, it's really good to just turn around, put your legs over the side of the bed, ground your feet again, and sit upright and put your hands in your lap and just practice that breathing one more time. So through the nose, expanding your chest cavity, and then releasing it again through the mouth. If you find that you're with somebody at the time, and you feel, oh my gosh, that's a bit embarrassing if I suddenly have to sit up in bed and they're going to go, what's going on, or whatever, you can always just change your body position in bed and then to your back, and then just practice your breathing that way. The breathing is really, really good because it's oxygen to the brain, so it settles down a lot of our tensions and things throughout our whole body. Once you've sort of got that breathing a little bit more down pat, you'll find that you may be able to start redirecting your thoughts into better places. So then we would look into distraction, or filtering out the negative feelings or thoughts that are coming up, and by just talking to yourself about them. So addressing those flashbacks. In my case, I often have to say to myself, it's not happening anymore. It's been in the past. This person is safe at the moment. I'm safe at the moment, and I've changed the situation so that it doesn't happen again. Yeah, so it's just once you get that sort of where you can change and your levels of anxiety and slowly bring them down, it'll be a lot easier for you to readjust your thought patterns and accept the things that are happening to you at that moment. So working on your thought processes and accepting them, that they're okay. It's okay to have these thoughts. It's your own body trying to work them out. It's your own body just reminding you that you possibly are under a bit of stress, or you might be a little bit sleep deprived. It's just your body's response to what has happened to you in the past. Sometimes it can be quite frightening. Try not to be afraid of it, because those thoughts can't hurt you anymore. Those flashbacks hopefully cannot hurt you anymore. They are a thing of the past, and they belong back in the past. And you can say that to yourself too. These are old memories. They don't belong to now. And this time is different. Nothing is ever the same. So hopefully that will help you a little bit. I know flashbacks come in all sorts of levels of distressing images and things, and I know sometimes breathing may not help, but I do know that getting yourself up, changing the position that you're in, even removing yourself from that environment entirely, so going for a walk down to the kitchen, or just even if you go somewhere where you can just remove yourself from the environment that you're in, that the flashback started at. That change of scenery will help you readjust and help you refocus as well, which will then in turn lower your anxiety levels and help your breathing as well. So if you have any questions about flashbacks and you'd like to learn a little bit more about it, you could look up some DBT skills on YouTube. You can even look up Marsha Lanahan, who's a professor in DBT skills and behavioural therapy. Also, don't forget to follow on Instagram as well. And if you need to purchase any anxiety cards, especially in this time, you just have to go to etsy.com/au/shop/anxiety a go-go. And at the moment, I've got a discount on the cards while we're in this horrible crisis of COVID-19. And there's a special on the cards at the moment. So as you can see, the sun's coming up, shining on my face nice and brightly, and geez, it's a beautiful feeling actually. I've picked a good spot. So over and out for this morning. Have a lovely Thursday, and I'll be back again soon. Over and out. Bye.